All right, gentlemen, today we're going to go over multiplying polynomials. And at the bottom, we're going to multiply a binomial or a string of binomials using the same sort of fashion that we're going to do with multiplying polynomials. Now, so let's go ahead and get started. So I want to multiply negative x squared plus 2x plus 4 and x minus 3. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this. And for the first one, I'm going to use some colors because I think that it'll be useful. So 2x squared, or excuse me, negative x squared, 2x plus 4. Then in blue, we're going to have x minus 3. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take each element of what's in the red and multiply it by this whole entire thing over here. And that will take care of multiplying everything together. Remember foiling, we have our first, outer, inner, last to help us remember what we have to multiply. And this is going to be the way of doing it. We have to take this whole entire thing and multiply it by all of these, or vice versa. So let's take a look. What is this going to look like? We're going to have two copies of this. One of them is going to be multiplied by an x, and the other one is going to be multiplied by a number 3. See the x from here, and the negative 3 from here. And now all we do is we just multiply. So we're going to multiply everything out and then combine like terms. Okay, so x times negative x squared is going to be negative x cubed. X times 2x is going to be 2x squared. And then we're going to have a 4x. Multiplying over here, we are going to have a positive 3x squared because we got a negative and a negative. We're going to have a negative 6x. And then we're going to have a negative 12. At this point, we can combine like terms. So with or actually what we can do is we can set this up because we have strings of polynomials. We're going to use our addition that we talked about in class on Monday. So I'm going to set this up. They are already in descending order on both sides, so I can write it out. So negative x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x. We're going to set them up vertically, but I don't have a cube, so I'm going to start here. 3x squared minus 6x, and I have a negative 12. I'm going to leave spaces where I can put these placeholder values in. There's a big plus sign out front, and now all we do is the math. So 0 plus negative 12 is negative 12. 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2x. 2x squared plus 3x squared is 5x squared. And negative x cubed plus 0x cubed is negative 3. Or excuse me, negative x cubed. Okay, so that is our final answer there. Now let's go ahead and look at another example. I actually want to edit this, and we're going to go 3x squared plus 2x plus 3. So sorry about that. When I have 3 different things, I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did over here with splitting this term up and multiplying, but I'm going to have to do it 3 times now. So I'm going to have a term where I'm going to pull the 3x squared out of this, the 2x, and then the 3. And it's being multiplied by 5x squared minus 4x plus 6. I'll just copy and paste a few times. Oops, I ran out of room. Let's take the whole entire thing. And move it down here so we can get a little bit more room. Oh my goodness. All right, whatever. So we add our plus signs, and we start to move on with life. Now we're going to start multiplying, distributing. So we're going to get 15. When I multiply variables, I add the exponents. So I'm going to get x to the fourth. Oops. Multiplying here, I'm going to get negative 12x, add the exponent, so it's 2 plus 1, 3, and then plus 18x squared. Multiplying here, we're adding exponents once again, so I'm going to get 10x cubed, negative 8x squared, plus 12x. Here, we get plus 15x squared minus 12x plus 18. All right, so we got a lot of stuff to look at, okay? We got one polynomial, two polynomial, three polynomial. We can't set these all on top of each other, okay? We can set them all on top of each other. So I'm going to take the first thing, copy and paste, put it down. It's already in descending order. We're already good to go. I'm going to copy this, put it down, and copy this, and put it down again. We're going to make sure that everything is lined up. So we have our x squareds, our x's, and our x cubes all on top of each other. Once again, I said we could leave a space, but if I would like to fill in those placeholders, we're going to have plus 0x plus 0 plus 0 plus 0x cubed. We're going to have a 0x fourth, 0x to the fourth. And now all we're doing is we're adding all three things. So 0 plus 18 is 18. Positive 12 plus negative 12, well, that's 0. So we could just write that as 0x. So negative 18 plus a negative 8, that gives me 10x squared plus 15, so 25x squared. We have negative 12x to the third plus 10, so that's going to give me negative 2x to the third. And then lastly, 15 plus 0 plus 0 is going to be 15x to the fourth. Now when writing this all, I would probably write it as 15x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus 25x squared plus 18. So that would probably be my final answer in the way I write that. So I know it's a lot of work, quite a bit of math, but I believe in all of you. Lots of numbers that you're going to have to fidget with, but I believe in all of you. The process isn't too bad. We're just going to multiply like we did up here, each part by everything. So the little parts by everything. So now it's looking at multiplying three binomials. So there's no real great trick to go ahead and do this. But I know if I take two of these, like these two for example, and I FOIL them, I'm going to end up with a trinomial. So it's going to end up looking something like this, three terms. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's FOIL. So we're gonna FOIL first in red. So our first will get us x squared, our outer 4x, our inner negative x, and our last is going to give us negative 4. Okay? In simplifying, we're going to x squared plus 3x minus 4. And then in blue, I'm going to bring down this x plus 5. And we are going to do the same thing we did up here, just with one extra step where we got a FOIL. So actually, let's start with the blue. So let's start with an x and a plus 5. I'm going to copy these elements down. And now we know all we have to do is distribute. So we're going to get x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x. We're going to get plus 5x squared plus 15x minus 20. We draw parentheses and add our trinomials or our polynomials. I'm going to copy and paste them, make sure they're all lined up. They're already in descending order. And let's line them up so that our x squareds are vertical to one another. Our x's are vertical to one another. They're on top. We can fill in our placeholders, plus 0. And we're going to have a 0x cubed. Draw a big old plus sign on the outside so we know what we're doing. We are adding. So 0 plus negative 20. It's just negative 20. Negative 4 plus 15. It's going to be 11. Oops. 11x. 3 plus 8. It's going to be 8x squared. And lastly, x cubed plus 0x cubed is still going to just be x cubed. All right, so these are the examples that we're going to go over today in class on Wednesday, because you should be watching this on Tuesday night. We're going to have a whole bunch of examples that we're going to do, a bunch of practice problems. And yeah, then we should be good to go. Division's on the horizon, and that's going to get quite fun. So with that being said, have a good rest of your night.